But that leads me to what happened with Brent Musburger. I campaigned for him. I reached out to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, the Pete Rozelle Award. I'd like to do the same with you. I think you should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I appreciate that, Dan, but I just believe there's so many people that you're fortunate, you get a little luck on your side, you're around great people. I worked with you all those years.
You changed an industry. What you have meant to the NFL it's a different version of John Facenda. Like, he was the voice. And you were the draft guy. Like, look at what it's a cottage industry that you created. That is contributions to the game. I know you're modest. I don't care. I'm going forward with it. You deserve to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You do.
Dan, you're a great friend. Andy Poland's been saying the same thing. I tell Andy the same thing, Andy. And he said I said, to me, you get into this and you see so many people that were responsible at ESPN for what's happened. So you say, I did this. ESPN really did it, Dan, because they televised this thing when the NFL didn't want it to be televised. Think about that. Think about all the great producers that were, from Bill Fitz, who offered me that position in '84, all the way up, John Wildhack. You think about what he did. Freddie Godelli was able to coach me along and teach me so many things about this business. Jay Rothman, Brian Ryder now, Rob Adamski, all the great producers.
Wait, you're giving your Hall of Fame speech.
Seth Markman is believing in me all these years. Seth has been a great friend. So all the ESPN guys, Dan, they were responsible. All the people that cut those highlight packs, did all that work behind, they were responsible for the draft success. Keep in mind, Dan, ESPN televised draft before I got here. Okay, so the draft was on ESPN before I became a part of the telecast. Okay,
You changed it.
Well, I appreciate that. But for John Facenda, what you just said, that voice, Dan, pulled people into the NFL.
You're the hair. He's the voice, Mel.
It's funny. My great friends, George Young, right? Late great George Young, Calvert Hall's own George Young, famous graduate of Calvert Hall history. Great friend of mine. He used to write me handwritten notes after he got the book on suggestions and just thoughts. He'd call me during the draft even and get me to tell him his opinion of what went on. George Young always said couple things he said. First of all, when you draft a player, is just as important as who you select. So value is important. He said to me when I started at ESPN, you got to get a voice coach, Mel. You got to get that Baltimore accent out of that. You got to lose that Baltimore accent. So George, I said, George, I'm not going to change it. Whatever I am. If it doesn't resonate and his voice isn't getting done, I can't change my voice. George, you got to get that Baltimore accent and lose it. You're never going to have any chance. So it was funny, all the conversations. I look back with George and like Ernie Accorsi, my great friend Jack Faulkner with the Rams was phenomenal back in the day. All the way through my career between Jack, Ernie, George.
Save it for your Hall of Fame speech. Save it for your Hall of Fame speech.
No,
Save it
no. Yeah, I would say, Dan, give that up. I got a lot of people in the league that hate me. You know that. I got a lot of people in the league hate me and have hated me for a long time. I do not think anything NFL related to the Hall of Fame will ever that will never work hand in hand, Dan. No.